We are up to episode 3 out of a 12-part series where we're talking about the masterclasses that I'm giving for all of 2024. I'm giving one class a month. And so for these 12 episodes, I'm giving you just a little hint as to what all those topics are going to be in those 12 different classes. So today, our topics are going to be on marketing and branding and social media. Welcome to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. My name is Bill Moore. I am a food truck business coach, author of 5 food truck vending books, including Food Truck 101 and Food Truck 201. This podcast is all about helping you start and grow your food truck business. Table Needs welcomes you to listen in as Christian and Tracy, co-owners of Restless Coffee, spill the beans on their debut year in the food truck scene. Uncover the secrets behind their secret menu, how they continually provide stellar customer service, and why building a strong community following is so important. Click the link in the episode description to watch the video for free. So in this masterclass series that I'm talking about for the year 2024, we are doing one class per month. Each class is about 2 hours or more in length. So on these podcasts, I'm just going to give you a little glimpse into what we're going to be talking about during those particular masterclasses. So when you're creating a brand, your brand is way more than your logo and your color scheme. The brand is what makes you unique. Marketing people call it your unique selling point. What matters to your guests is why should they be coming back once they've tried your food that first time? It's got to be delicious, but what is that selling point? What makes them want to come back? Is it because you have some secret sauce? You have a really quirky menu where you just jam a whole bunch of stuff together and it looks awesome. They want to try that Big Bear burger. They want to try that all-you-can-eat challenge. They want uniqueness out of food trucks. Or they might just love you because you're all vegan or you're gluten-free or you're committed to only selling from local bakers and local meat suppliers. Nail down what makes your brand different than all the other food trucks that are in your city. It can't be delicious food because I bet most of the food trucks have delicious food. Can't be good service because I hope most of the other food trucks have at least decent service. Your brand has to be what makes you different. The food is what makes them come back. The service is what makes them come back. But to get people to notice you and remember you, it's got to be that brand and its uniqueness. You want to have a consistent visual identity. So when someone's looking at your social media, it should match your food truck. It should have the same color schemes, same styling of letters. It should have the same look. If your color scheme is all purple and orange, then you need to have that reflected in your photographs. They're going to be on your website. It's going to be on your social media. It's going to be on anything at your print. Your uniforms need to convey that. Everything has to be cohesive. It has to be consistent visually. Because when it's not consistent visually, people notice it and they may not realize they notice it. So it becomes a subconscious feeling that they've got about your business. Something's not right. So they don't put their finger on it and go, well, this is what's wrong. They just don't go back because it didn't feel right because something was amiss in your color schemes. It just doesn't seem to jive together. So you want to keep that consistency in colors across your menu, across the truck logo, across the truck colors, your uniform colors, the website, your social media, so that when people see it, they go, oh, I know who that is, without having to read the name. You want to create a memorable experience. Now we're talking about you and dealing with your guests every day. It's all about the experience. From the moment the guests see your truck to that very last bite, it's got to be memorable. The food's got to be delicious. It's got to be hot. If it's supposed to be hot, it's got to be cold if it's supposed to be cold. But the food's more than the star of the show. Your staff's got to be friendly, got to be outgoing. They got to be hustling. They got to be thinking, how do I take better care of this guest than anybody else in this city? You've only got them sitting in front of you just a few minutes. You got to impress them in those few minutes. Have a little bit of fun with your guests. One of the things that people do to me when they come up, and I have a logo out on my menu. It's in the center of the menu, and it's one of the bigger symbols that is on my full menu. It has all 4 of the credit card logos on it, and it says underneath it, fee free. It says above it, we take credit cards. And then it's got those logos. It is big. You can't miss it. And yet, almost every single day that we're open, and remember, we're low volume, so I'm not talking about a whole bunch of different people. I'm talking about just a few people coming up. There will be one of them that will say, hey, do you take credit cards? And here's where I have a little bit of fun with them. I say, yeah, I take it. I'll even give it back when I'm done with it. People like that interaction. They like you having a personality. They like your cashier to be fun and engaging, but still professional, and get them through the line quickly as possible. You got to mix that speed with, we got to have fun for the 60 seconds that we're dealing with this guest. We want them to remember us. That's how you create a loyal following. Let's talk about marketing for a second. LSM. That has a whole bunch of different meanings depending upon what industry you might be in. But LSM is local store marketing. A lot of restaurants do that. They have an LSM manual, local store marketing. You need to engage your local community. So we're talking marketing. You got to get involved in your community. You cannot be a leech. A leech is a business that expects people to come patronize them, but they don't give anything back to the community other than, hey, I sell food. So does everybody else. If you think about it, every single human being you deal with has food at home. So how are you going to make them want your food above what they've already got sitting in their pantry, and then above all the other competitors? Get involved in your community. Give back. And if you're going to give back, make sure that everyone knows what you're giving back. You also want to collaborate with other businesses. You and a dessert truck could get together. You and a coffee truck could get together. You and the local bakery could get together. You and the local meat market, the local dairy could get together and do things to complement each other's business. You want to promote other people on your social media. There may be a day when you're not open, but hey, give somebody that you partner with from time to time, give them a shout out on your social media page and say, hey, I'm closed today, but guess what? The cookie truck is open and they got some awesome cookies. Go check them out. Talk about the produce stand you get your produce from. Become a part of the community. Not always about donations. Certainly you want to do that from time to time as well. Get those pictures made when you're giving somebody a big $500 check. You want to leverage word of mouth. This is building your community. This is marketing. Word of mouth is going to be the way you get more guests than anything else you're going to do, because people that are going to recommend you are going to be rabid about it. You've impressed them so much with your food and with your service that they're telling their friends. They're practically dragging their friends to come try out this awesome food truck. That's when you know you've got a hit on your hands. And then you want to leverage and get more people doing that. Tell your friends. If you bring a friend, I'm going to give you a discount. Here's a little coupon. Buy one, get one. Bring your friend, pay for him. Get them hooked on your food too. Buy one, get one is a great way to get people in. Because you're going, but Bill, I can't afford to give away $12, $15. You're not giving away $12, $15. The one dude's paying for the food, so that's paying for the labor it would have cost anyway. So the only thing you're going to be out is whatever that food cost was. So if you have a $10 item that you're giving away as a buy one, get one, you're only really losing $2.50 or less in that item, because that's all you got into. It's $2.50. That's if you're running a 25% food cost. Is it not worth $2.50 for you to invest in someone that you can impress them so much that they'll come back tomorrow and buy a $10 item without a coupon? Don't be afraid of giving stuff away. I would be more afraid that you don't have people to give stuff to. The more happy guests you have, the more ambassadors you're going to have, the more walking advertisements you're going to have for your business. So when you got that one dude that comes and sees you 3 times a week, say, hey, here's a coupon. Bring your best friend. Buy him lunch. Get more people trying your food. Be strategic with your location. One of those real estate things, location, location, location. You got to be strategic where you're parking your truck. It's got to be someplace where it's busy. If you're doing festivals and events, it's got to be festivals and events that merit your time. Just because somebody invites you to set up at the apartment complex does not make that an event. That is just a pop-up opportunity, all that it is. So you're not going to get them to give you a minimum because they don't give the grocery store down the street a minimum. Oh, hey, we're going to set up an apartment complex here and we're going to guarantee you have 50 of our tenants coming every single day to your business. So why should they guarantee you anything? It's up to you to get people coming. So if the apartment manager says, hey, I'd love to have you come out next week, you're going to say, how can I get you to market my food truck for me? Do you have places where we can put up posters and flyers to get people to come to the food truck? Do you have a email blast that will let all the tenants know that I'm going to be there and what time I'm going to be there? If they don't have those things in place, it will be a waste of your time going to that particular apartment complex. And if you're working for a minimum, hey, I need a minimum. Why are you going? Why are you going for a minimum? Think maximums. Go places where you cannot keep up. Go places where you will wish you had 3 more employees and another support truck behind you full of food. Create those situations. Don't just say, hey, I need a minimum. I'm working for the least amount of money possible. And then you are allowed to say no when you're talking about locations. Somebody invites you someplace or you're looking at a location, you can say no and say, not the right people, not the right clients, not the right atmosphere. There's not enough people. There's not enough potential guests. We're too far away from the things that bring people like shopping or things to do. So let's talk about social media for a minute. Share your story. You're a human being. Human beings come eat your food. So you need to relate to the human beings that are coming to eat your food in a human way. Share your story. Why are you a food truck owner? How many kids do you got? How many kids work with you on the food truck? What's your background? Do you have a culinary background? Were you laid off from some factory job? Why are you in the food truck industry? Let people see little snippets about you. They love knowing the owner. They love having that inside info. Post about your journey to become a small business owner, because that's what you are. You're a food truck, yes, but you're a small business. And everybody can relate to that, because almost everyone wants to start their own business at one point in their life. They get tired of their boss and they want to fire their boss. And the only way you can fire your boss is to have some other job lined up. And if you're tired of working for other people, you dream about owning your own business. Now, whether you do it or not, it's a whole different story. But that means you got something in common with almost everybody that walks by your food truck. Share the things that let them know that you're a human being just like they are. Use high quality visuals. Do not, let me say it again, do not use stock photos. Stock photos are recognized as stock photos. They do absolutely nothing for your business because your food will not look the way the stock photo looks. So when you go to set up your menu, test all your products before you sample them, take a picture and upgrade your pictures all the time. Because there'll be times when you'll put something together and you go, ooh, that looks really good. Because all the colors are perfect. All the vegetables are the exact color you want them to be. The assembly was perfect. A little bit of mustard or mayonnaise is dripping down and you're going, oh my goodness, that's such a great picture. Then take one, spend 10 seconds, pull out that camera, take a picture, and then wrap the sandwich, send it on out. Take high quality photographs and then keep your visuals on your social media rotating through. You should have about 6 months worth of videos, or 6 months rather worth of photographs and videos. And then you can rotate them back through and then still continuing to mix in new stuff. So if you're posting 5 days a week, 3 times a day, that's 15 different posts that you're going to need. They don't all need to be photographs. They don't all need to be videos, but you need that number of videos 6 months worth. So if you're talking 20 a week, 20 times 4 for a month, now you're up to 80. And then 6 months worth of that's going to be 480 bits of content. You can do it. You can sit and do all your content in 1 day a week if you want. Just remember, people are eating with their eyes first. So we're looking at high quality, good looking photographs of your food. Engage your audience. I can't say this enough. Somebody makes a comment, you comment back. Somebody says, oh, I don't like this. You comment back and you're not being defensive. You're saying, hey, can you give me more details so I can improve upon what you have said did not meet your standards? You're not saying, hey, we screwed up. You're not apologizing to say, hey, I'm sorry. You're asking for feedback that you can take an action on. If they leave you positive comments, don't just like it and say something. Thank you so much for the kind words. I love that particular sandwich too. That was my grandmother's favorite. Say something. Engage them, because if you say something, they might say something back to you, which moves your post back up into people's feeds, back towards the top. Engagement is the key to social media success. So you need followers, yes, but if you don't talk to the followers, they eventually stop following you. And it's like your social media doesn't exist. You got to engage people. You got to get people to talk back to you when you say something. Okay, so just remember, you need a strong brand, you need strong marketing, you need savvy social media skills, and those are going to be the ingredients for your food truck success. Remember, we're in part 3 out of 12, so we got 9 more coming up. Thank you so much for listening to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. If you're finding all the information helpful to your food truck business, please become a monthly supporter of the podcast. Just hit the support button or follow the link in the description. Every little bit does help keep us going. Join our Facebook group. It's called Food Truck Training. We have a whole bunch of awesome members at all different levels, from brand new beginners to decades-old veterans. They've all got your back when it comes to helping you with your food truck. And again, thank you for listening. Come back tomorrow, because I got plenty more to say when it comes to helping you and your food truck business grow.